We're all bored now, but has it ever occurred to you that the process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money, and that all of this is much more dangerous than one thinks, and it's not just a question of individual survival, but that somebody who's bored is asleep, and somebody who's asleep will not say no, talking about the fact that they want to leave but never do. And I said, oh yes. And he said, why do you think they don't leave? I gave him different banal theories. He said, oh, I don't think it's that way at all. Where the camp has been built by the inmates themselves, and the inmates are the guards, and they have this pride in this thing they've built. They've built their own prison, and so they exist in a state of schizophrenia where they are both guards and prisoners, and as a result, they no longer have, having been lobotomized, the capacity to leave the prison they've made or to even see it as a prison.
First up, kid who was down on his luck used to puff on the herb, but it wasn't enough. So he lunged for the good stuff, yeah, for a hood, well, no hood rat. Swear to God, I never understood that. Cook dance had a little too much pride, and I would like to say, shouldn't have bet with your life. Now this new hole got you dead to rights, and a few individuals that you did wrong by. I mean, lying and pinching and thieving, a cry for attention, a plea for the type of neglection you're feeling, a rise of reflectual healing, why sizable tension is reeling. You to the ceiling, the forefront, the axis, a strain on your soul wasn't solely for practice. I'm dumping the ash like I'm probably dealing with hazard. Me know if I sound a bit fascist. The fact is, you saw the nosedive too, so you found a little home and a time to recoup. Man, to tell you the truth, my reaction when I heard the news was like, stoop kid just left his stoop. So keep down the same path, but don't ever say that we didn't steer you away from the train tracks. If not for us, man, do it for your daughter cause you love her. We just want to see you prosper, brother.
See, I keep meeting these people. I think it's quite possible.
Next is a kid who was a bit of a sex pig, but that's not his reason for mention. His reason for mention is all of the booze he ingested, which led to the person in question. Suggestions, nah, confessions, yup, I see spilling it. Gotta say now, more than ever, you've been killing it. Up until a year ago, it was just a figment, go figure. I'm surprised you still have a liver. Every little kickback, a party drink a grit. Whip out your phone and take pictures of your dick. That kinda stops as you roll with a chip and a brand new set of goals and accomplishments. Gotta say though, at first I was neutral, but now that I've seen you without it, it's crucial. A man with a plan and his eyes on his future. For that boy, stand and salute ya.
He's completely cut them out of his life because he really does feel that we're living in some kind of Orwellian nightmare now, and that everything that you hear now contributes to turning you into a robot.
Lastly, a kid who was a bit of an ass cheek, quick to pull the wool over the eyes, little fast sheep, asking and always receiving, but rarely giving out a lack of material things. I tried to imagine you on your own, but you just couldn't manage. Everybody knows you to just take advantage. There's no gratitude, dude, you're a straight savage. Slick slide maneuver to the back and then stab it. Call it a lifestyle, call it a habit. I'll call it an addiction, I'll call you a phallus. Causing the friction, it's non-fiction and tragic. Oh yeah, not to mention, somehow not enough funds to pay attention. Always the questions, what, wasn't listening, no shit. I saw your empty eyes flicker in dead silence, rise with the tide of relation. I can't seem to hide my frustration, I'm tired of waiting for my turn in this conversation. And I only have a little bit of patience. And you're at the apex of losing it all. We can compare the score if it's your turn to call, but frankly I can say I don't care no more. It's your choice, how you choose to treat your friends and your paramours.
Of course the problem is where to go, because it seems quite obvious that the whole world is going in the same direction. And then he went into his pocket and he took out a seed for a tree and he said, this is a pine tree. He put it in my hand and he said, escape before it's too late. This is the beginning of the rest of the future now, that from now on there'll simply be all these robots walking around, feeling nothing, thinking nothing, and there'll be nobody left almost to remind them that there once was a species called a human being, with feelings and thoughts, and that history and memory are right now being erased, and soon nobody will really remember that life existed on the planet.
Impossible Kid 429. Just some shit. Three's company, appetite for destruction.